You finished your senior season off, with a good season, winning conference, and you also finished school, right?
Actually, I did. That was a huge accomplishment. Through it all, I learned a lot of maturity, even though I acted kind of wild and untamed a little bit on the football field. But I learned a lot of maturity, and I actually did earn a bachelor's degree in business management.
Yeah, okay. Now, you got a degree in business management. You still want to play football. Did you do any pro tryouts, or was you searching?
Actually, at first I kind of left everything alone, and I just kind of focused on getting my foot in the door as far as a career goes. We actually had a couple different semi-pro arena teams in the Fort Wayne area. I did actually go to one tryout. Um, I did fairly decent. I can't remember the actual name of the team. Man, I think they were the Freedom. Actually, they were the Freedom. It was arena team. Um, I actually had a pretty good tryout. It was actually a paid tryout. We had a whole lot of guys from St. Francis that actually attended. One of our quarterbacks my senior year ended up being the starting quarterback there. I didn't actually really pursue it any further just because I actually landed a good job.
Okay.
Actually at Best Buy. I was a manager at Best Buy, and I actually decided to go ahead with that because that was something more long term
Gotcha.
at that particular time.
Okay, so some years went by.
Yeah, actually, 3 years went by, and in 2006, I was approached by one of my fraternity brothers, and he told me about the semi-pro league that's in the Midwest. It's called the IFL, the Interstate Football League, and he said that a couple guys that he knew, heard about me and how I played at St. Francis as a wide receiver, and thought I should come out and try out for him, and I did. At that time, that team was called the Longhorns in LaGrange County, a little ways outside of Fort Wayne. And that was my first year of actual semi-pro experience, and it actually was really, really, really fun. I was surprised at the talent level that was displayed. At first, I didn't really know what to expect by being semi-pro. It is actually a step up from college and about a step below from the NFL. You have some guys that are actually, I would say, capable of playing in the NFL, and you have some guys age-wise that wouldn't allow them to actually go to that next level. But talent-wise, I would say they're right at the level they need to be.
Gotcha. Okay. So recently, Facebook, I saw you play for. You're playing for a team, Noble County Wolfpacks.
Right, Nobles County Wolfpack. This was my second season with them. I actually played last season and this season. Last season was actually our first year as a team. This was actually a team that they started out new from the old team that we had with the Longhorns. That team ended up folding, and some of the guys from that time decided, that they wanted to start a team up closer so that they didn't have to travel as far. So I decided, to go back again and, see if I still had it, so to speak. I was getting up here in age, but when you have that urge to still play, you really got to see if you still can play or not. And I went out there and I had a real good season, even though we passed probably about 30% of the time. We're more so a run-oriented team. We did really good as a first-year team last year, making it to the playoffs and actually winning our first playoff game. We over-excelled what most people thought we would do. The same thing this year. We were ranked really high in the nation's poll. I think we were in the top 5 in the nation in all the semi-pro. We actually passed a lot more this year, and I think that's mainly because I was kind of like the big bad wolf in my coach's year. That's what he calls me, because I always say, Coach, you got to give me the ball. You got to give me the ball. But it wasn't more so just me calling for the ball. A lot of times it was just mainly our run game was so good that teams would key on our run and put 8 people in the box, and that leaves me and the other receivers, pretty much just one-on-one coverage. So I mean, you really have to have faith that your receiver is going to be the corner one-on-one. And 9 times out of 10, I actually did that this season, and that earned me my all-star status this year, 2010.
Now you expressed some anger. I'm gonna kind of throw it out there. In your playoff game, you said you've never felt so disrespected in your life. What happened?
And You know, this past playoff game, you know, it's kind of like what I just mentioned. You know, our run game was so keyed in by all teams we played. This second round playoff game, we actually had a team that was pretty much lining 8, 9 people in the box, and nobody was covering. The corner would actually play about 10 yards off and all the way to the inside, and I hadn't seen that all year. Most of the time, it was a corner at least 5 yards in my face, and the safety's over the top, so I normally had 2 people to my side. The fact that he was playing that far off was just disrespectful. And you know, we capitalized a couple times on it by throwing just some quick screens to me or the other receivers, but a lot of times we were still trying to run. And to me, that was just like beating a dead horse, you know. And it kind of came back and bit us towards the end of the game, because then we, you know, was forced to line up and spread it out 5 wide, and you know, try a heroic comeback with 2 minutes left in the game.
Gotcha. Rumors has been stated that you're gonna be going to a new team in the city of Indianapolis. Are the rumors true?
Right now, I can't say yay or nay on the rumors.
Is the comment true?
Those comments are strong. I can say that. You know, I would have to say, you know, for my wife, she would love for me to play here in Indianapolis, just because that would save a 2.5-hour drive.
Okay.
You know, that we make sometimes twice a week. You know, even 3 times a week, depending on the situation.
Okay, so that's personal side.
Yeah.
Athletic side.
Athletic side, I would say, you know, it would make more sense because, believe it or not, my college quarterback actually is the quarterback here in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And as much as I would love to,
What team is that?
that's the Indiana Generals. They actually,
Oh yeah.
they actually won a championship this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as much as I would love to hook back up with that guy, you know, I really want to play against him. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to be me returning to my old team, but that's unofficial.
Okay.